Hey friends, welcome to the video. This week we actually launched a Kickstarter project, so it's pretty fun. I don't have the product with me now, my business partner does, but we've actually raised almost $50,000 in the first couple days that we launched. We raised, Brooke, do you remember the exact amount? It was something like $20,000 our first day, something like that, with a $30 product. So a little introduction. My name is Lance. I run a company called Gravel. Me and a business partner, Chris, founded it. I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. And this is Brooke. Brooke is our, I have no examples right now, but she pretty much runs Gravel. She's the type of person that you literally like, hey, Brooke, will you do this? And she's like, sure. Even if she has no idea how, and then she just gets it done, doesn't ask questions. She's the boss. So we started Makers Academy last year out of necessity of we just had too many people asking questions and wanting to take us to lunch. Going to lunch is great, but we just wanted to kind of have a place to organize things, and we have a couple courses for sale, one on product development and one on launching Kickstarter projects. So without further ado, we want to kind of dive in a little bit more into what we did for Kickstarter, what we did for our launch, and yeah, pretty good. We're doing this kind of live. We're trying this thing out, and I hope it looks like I was peaking most of that time probably because I got really excited. I'm a little bit nervous about that. If the audio sucks, from here on out, the audio will be better, and
we'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. So, overall, the product that we launched was a face mask. We just saw a need in the market for a face mask that had some kind of carrying case or something, because I literally all the time got halfway through the parking lot. I literally did it today because I didn't have the sample on me. Got halfway through the parking lot and had to go back, or I'm constantly like wearing my daughter's like tiny little face mask. So anyway, super annoying, but we were like, hey, it is it's time to make our own thing, and that's kind of what we do at Gravel. Sorry, Brooke, I'm just going off right now.
No, that's perfect. I was just picturing you wearing like a Disney princess face mask. So, I mean, problems could be worse.
Yeah, it was baby puppies, but way close.
Close.
Cool. Well,
awesome.
We really have, I have some notes here of things that we want to talk about. There's really 3 main points that I think we did really well that helped us to succeed, and we'll kind of dive into each of these points real quick. We'll keep this pretty short. We'll probably go another 17 minutes or so. The first point is building out some kind of email list or some kind of audience. So with Kickstarter, really, you're just as good as how many people you can get your project in front of. Number 2 is creating an engaging video, which I think this video did a really good job of sucking you in, and we'll dive more into the analytics of how much of this video are people actually watching, which is kind of fun. And then third is just really engaging with our backers, being a part of this community. We literally just filmed a full video answering like the common questions that we're getting right now. So I think those are the main things. Brooke, do you want to chat a little bit about what we did with our email list, how we kind of prepped them to get ready for the launch?
Absolutely. So I just love email. It's great because if Instagram went down tomorrow, if YouTube went down tomorrow, if all these platforms failed, you would still have your email list. So you completely own that. And that's huge because like we've seen what happens if Instagram goes down. Everyone freaks out, like, where are all my followers? I just lost everything. Having an email list for that is just huge. So get an email list. Just that's for a whole different discussion. But what we did specifically for Kickstarter, we prepped them. We sent out, I think 2 weeks in advance, we sent out a something is coming email. And Lance did a really cool teaser showing that it was a mask, but we didn't quite touch on this is why it's really cool. It was just Growl's coming out with a mask.
And everybody hated the teaser, actually. The YouTube video has mostly thumbs down, but...
No. I mean, we had a couple comments that were just like, why don't you just tell us? And I don't know, we're a really fun brand, so that's why. Because we're a fun brand. Get over it. But, a lot of people, though, that are our super fans were pumped. But yeah, we did have a couple comments that were just like, stop wasting my time. But literally like 2.
We're always going to have that. It's just part of life.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It still generated some interest, and we had really good open rates on our email. I think the average is about 17%, but that one got like 23%. Average for the industry is about 17%, but that one had really high engagement. And then the next week, we sent out a legit, here's the teaser video, this is why it's cool, here's the carrying case, which makes the mask unique. It's not just your grandma's mask. I didn't come up with that. I wish I did, but you know, it was way rad. So we sent that out, and we started collecting US-based customers sign up for text. So that's really huge because we can get in their inbox on their phones, and they just have a link right to the Kickstarter right when we go live. We pitched the idea of having the super early birds, which just you get it for the best price. So people actually signed up for the list. We had a couple hiccups because text technology is still a little new in some facets. So we had them sign up, and it was great. And people, the conversion rate for that email was really good too because people were really pumped on it. So then we did that. And then launch day, we sent them an email when we went live, and we also sent that text, and we're funded in under an hour.
Which is pretty wild. So the whole text thing we started a few years ago. Like for our first like really big campaign that did it like between Kickstarter and Indiegogo, we did over $1 million. For that campaign, that was the first time we used text, and we were like, this is the magic sauce, and literally kept it a secret for years. But everybody's using text now. It's pretty popular. It's not like this hidden thing anymore. So it's something that's really, really awesome for launching anything because all of a sudden they get like an email. They're like going back every once in a while and looking, whatever. Nobody has notifications set up for email. But text, it pops up, golden. We're good to go.
It's great, like for impulse buyers too. I know that I am the perfect consumer because if I get a text for a brand I've been waiting for a sale, they're like, flash sale, ends in 1 hour. I'm on there and I already have a cart full and I just have to do it from my phone. So text is amazing for any launch or sale.
Totally. Yeah, just an easy click. And there's a lot of good text. What's the text service that we use?
Attentive. So if you want to chat with us about it, I am a huge super fan of them. So hit us up and I can tell you more about it.
Yeah, we can put a link in the bio as well. Maybe we could figure out a deal with them someday. We'll see.
They are awesome. And like just a little quick 10-second pitch. They give you a rep that is with you from day one that walks you through it, that gives you even marketing ideas too, because it's hard to go from email to text. It's a little bit different. But their white glove service is amazing. They always have great webinars and are constantly making the platform better. So it's an investment, but it's definitely worth it.
Rad. Yeah, pumped. Again, no, they're not a sponsor of any kind. We literally just pumped on them. Hopefully in the future they'll be a sponsor.
So pumped.
We'll see how it goes. The other thing that
they're great.
I wanted to cover a little bit is just a quick strategy. If you don't have an email list, we're going to do these full webinars like this for email gathering, for marketing, whatever. But a 2-seconder is really relying heavily on friends and family for a launch. So for us, for our first launch, that campaign, we ended up doing about $165,000 over the 60-day campaign. And a huge part of that was because the day of launch, we had over 300 people committed to backing that first day. So a lot of those people backed out within the first couple of weeks, which, again, we can dive way deeper into this on another episode because we didn't do that for this launch, obviously. So we'll probably do another episode where it's like a deep dive if you've never launched a Kickstarter before. But really try and text the kid from junior high you haven't talked to for a long time, because getting that email list, even though it's a little bit embarrassing, can bring you tens of thousands of extra dollars. And so I'm going to be a little embarrassed for tens of thousands of extra dollars. It's just how it goes.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have any kind of email list, text an email and Facebook message everyone you know, asking them to back this project the first day. And again, we'll cover this a little bit later.
And most people want it, especially during the pandemic. People are so willing to support small business. It's not as taboo anymore. People want to do it. So Don't be scared. Don't have imposter syndrome. Just do it. The worst thing, they make fun of you behind your back. It's fine.
Which they're already doing. So
Absolutely.
we I've done this for multiple campaigns, and I've never had a single person get upset. Literally, the worst that's happened is they just don't text back. So it's really not that big of a
For
deal.
sure.
But could bring you major dollars. Anyway, so I wanted to get into the second part. That's a lot of my realm, which is the video side of things. I was looking at the analytics today. I can actually jump into the analytics. I don't know exactly where it is in the analytics, but let's check this out real quick. It kind of shows our funding. A lot of times with funding, you see this anyway. You start to level out after day 2 or day 3. So even though this looks really scary, we're not really that scared of it. It's something we expected. We'll likely see another kind of ramp up as ads start going, and we can really push out that. But anyway, you can kind of see our analytics. External refers, so we've brought 60% of the traffic.
Crazy.
Customer refers were 9%, and then pledged via Kickstarter, so showing up within the Kickstarter algorithm was about 30%.
And the videos, you just need to get a Lance, because awesome videos make all the difference. It's wild. And Lance does a great job. It's something I'm not very good at, but I will someday. I'm good at it. It's just so tedious, but Lance really kills it. So he takes care of the video content.
I didn't want to show any information on the back end that I didn't want you to see, but by you, I don't mean you, Brooke. I mean the internet. Yeah, I like you guys, but I don't know what this information is back here. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you this general video list. So the project video plays, we've had almost 9,000 plays in the last few days. We launched on Tuesday morning, and it is now Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In the last 3 days, about 9,000 views, and about 40% of those plays were completed, which is a crazy number. Like, that means they literally finished the video, which is so crazy. And the video's
good. It is a good video, and I see why, but that's a great stat. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I just found that today, and it was like, all right. The nice thing about Kickstarter videos in general is a couple things. One, you're not telling them every single little detail about the product within the video. The whole point of the video is, sorry if that mic just made noise. The whole point of the video is to literally get them thinking about using it. Get them like imagining themselves using this face mask in real life, or using this toiletry bag in real life. That's the entire point of the video. If they want all the nitty-gritty details, you put that in the description, and that's the point of the description. So the fact that we are able to keep, with this, it's a pretty simple product. Excuse me. So we were able to keep this just a couple minutes long. I think it's like 2.5 minutes long is the video, something like that, maybe 3 minutes. But it's for sure under 3 minutes, and that's a huge reason why it's the completed plays is like at 40%. Pretty wild.
Right. And it's also like, this could be a whole nother 20-minute segment, but our brand is very cool, chill, laid back, and the video really showed that, because a lot of Kickstarters are a little infomercial-y with their videos, which is great if that works for your brand. But there's a little piece of the video where Lance pulls his shirt over his face because he's saying, sometimes we forget our masks when we go into grocery stores, and like, that was awesome, totally on brand for us. And then it showed a segment of a guy like patting himself down, I forgot my mask, but it wasn't cheesy. Like Lance said, helps you picture yourself. How many of us have done that, so it wasn't super cheesy, but it definitely did the trick of keeping people engaged, which I think is a big deal, why people finish the video.
Totally. Yeah, and that's the whole point of the video, which is the other note too that I think it is important to understand is this was our third draft of this video. I made one draft and I just was not happy with it. I made a second draft, shared it with everyone, was still not happy with it, and then this is the third draft, really like pulling in a lot of these parts and elements. And honestly, I sent the video to like probably 40 people and just chatted with as many people about it as I could and said, what questions do you have? Like, what are your questions or concerns after watching that? So obviously for the face mask, it was like, well, how long is the pandemic going to last? How long are we going to wear masks? So it's like, okay, that's something that people are thinking about. Let's include that in the video. Other people were like, well, how well does it work? And it's like, well, Kickstarter won't allow us to go into detail on a lot of the, nitty gritty of it, but we can, that made us we're like, okay, we really want to include these filters, show that these filters work, because all of a sudden, without saying any of the medical stuff that happens, we can say you can include these filters or whatever. So
Right.
that was a pretty easy way to do it. Oh, I lost you just a sec. There we go. So the last one is just staying active with our backers and staying active with the community. So obviously Brooke does a really good job she's been mostly responding. I haven't responded to a single comment yet. But you want to chat about comments real quick?
Yeah, it's I think Kickstarter is still a little bit scary to some people. We do have a lot of seasoned backers that have almost backed every single one of our campaigns. So not so much those people, but having the idea of, wait, I don't get my product till when? It's kind of scary for people. This isn't as expensive as a product, so that we haven't had that many issues with it. But responding to comments as soon as they come in is huge, because you want them to hold on to their pledge. You want them to feel good about their decision, because it's not an impulse buy. They can totally cancel before you end the Kickstarter. So really big deal to answer their questions, especially if you have a good answer. We didn't think about glasses, which is crazy because the other co-founder wears glasses, but we just didn't even think about it. So that was a big barrier that we ran into. And then we also were debating on if we should add another layer, because the CDC just recommended that you have 2 layers, or if it was compatible with a filter. So these were little problems that we ran into, but we turned them into opportunities to talk to our backers. Chris does a really good job of responding, and he always says, "Can I get your feedback on this?" So he said, "I'll go try out the mask with my glasses right now, and then we'll chat, and I'll get your feedback on it." So asking them how they feel about it, making them feel included in your Kickstarter is huge, because they are part of your Kickstarter. They're the ones backing it. So making them feel important, making them feel like VIPs behind the scenes is huge.
Totally. Yeah, so what we literally did, and fortunately I know video really well, so we're able to do some things that maybe some of you won't. But that being said, I just wrote a script real quick. And honestly, this is something everyone can do. I wrote a script. I assigned certain parts of that script to certain members of our team. Currently, we have me, Chris, Brooke, and Caitlin are the 4 members of our team. So I split it up into that. And then I sent everyone their lines. So then everybody literally just recorded it on an iPhone, answering these questions. And that makes it so it's not just me, like just a talking head, just being like, hey, this is the answers, whatever. It makes it more exciting, more engaging, easier to watch. And honestly, also helps you to get to know our team a little bit better. So even after people have backed, we're working really hard to make them customers for life, to become... Excuse me, sorry, I'm drinking a LaCroix. It's probably a mistake. Gives you the burps.
I wish we were sponsored by LaCroix, maybe someday, but...
Man, freaking LaCroix. Anyway, but even after you have the sale, right, you want them to be pumped. We want the product to be exceptional. We want the experience to be exceptional. We want everything to be as incredible as we can. So we make full-on videos for them. We make full-on, we do everything we can to make them feel totally comfortable, so that they don't cancel, so they don't back out, and so that next time we launch a Kickstarter project, they're pumped. But
and something I've carried with me too is when we make these videos, or even just taking pictures, doing things like this, kind of making it feel like a sitcom. I use this example all the time, but people are excited to see Lance. People are excited to see Chris. It really humanizes the whole thing. So even if you do just a talking head, showing that, hey, we're a small business, we're not Nordstrom, we're not Target, it's the 4 of us. We are so pumped on you backing this. It means a lot to people to support small, I think.
Totally. 100%. And so, and really going with the sitcom thing, we're hitting the 20-minute mark, so we got to end pretty soon. But what you're trying to do is create characters. That character doesn't necessarily have to be humans. In this case, it is humans, right? It's Lance, it's Brooke. But a character can also be the product. You build this connection
Totally.
there. It can also be, there's a lot of different factors of like building this character, building these stories that can go within a brand. But anyway, we can dive way deeper into that in a future episode. Do you have any closing remarks, Brooke? You don't have to. No.
Just super pumped, and we're always readily available to answer questions and give us some ideas of what you want to hear from us, because Lance is great. I think I'm pretty cool sometimes, so we're way pumped, and I'm pumped.
Cool. Yeah, and honestly, we're going to be making at least one of these a week. So next week we'll probably cover Kickstarter again, but might go into depth on other things within the Kickstarter that we didn't cover this week. So anyway, again, this is Makers Academy. We run the company. If you want to go check out the Kickstarter project, you just go to repack.graveltravel.com. So that's repack.gravel, like the rocks, travel, like what we couldn't do last year, .com. And that'll just redirect you right to the Kickstarter project. And yeah, should be golden. So again, leave everything in the comments. If you liked the stuff here, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.